Hi, I'm Darren. Welcome to the video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the Kartra page builder in simple steps. Now, to access the page builder itself, you have to obviously be in your account, and then from account we go to pages. Once you're in the pages category itself, you head over to the big green button. That basically allows us to create a new page, and this will start the new page wizard. So we'll let that load up, and what it will do first, it will ask you what template you want to use. Now on the left hand side there, as we can see, you've got like a load of predefined or pre-built templates and pages, but we're just going to use the blank canvas one today because it's going to be a simple tutorial. I'm just going to show you basically how to use it, how it works, and then from that we're going to start building some complex pages and funnels. So we're going to choose blank canvas, and we're going to head over and click launch the builder. Now this is asking us to name a page, and this is purely for our reference only. So obviously once you've got a lot of pages built, it's wise to sort of create them in like a succession. So if you've got like a funnel, then obviously you have capture page, landing page, and thank you page, or something like that. But for now, I'm just going to call this whatever. I mean, you can see I've got a few here anyway, because when I tried to do a few recordings, like it kept crashing. So I'm going to call this dummy page 003 because I've already done two of them. Now it's asking for a category. Okay, now we're not going to get into categories and sites today, but again we're just going to keep it as simple as possible, just to really show you how to use the page builder itself. So it allows you to create just like no category in particular, so that's what we're going to head for, and no site in particular. Again, we will get into all that in later videos when we start creating funnels, and we're going to put them all into one category and one site. We'll just let that load up. So once it's loaded, obviously it brings you to the actual the page builder itself. The great thing about the page builder is it's almost foolproof or dummy proof or idiot proof, whatever you want to call it. And it basically tells you what you need to do. So just very briefly, across the top here, we've got like the different views that it'll give you. So obviously you've got your desktop view, tablet view, and mobile view, so that when you're creating a page, you can see what it's going to be like in like mobile responsive browsers. And so I mean, this is asking us to drop a section in. Okay, so it won't let you do anything else. So if I try and drop something else in there without putting that section in, okay, so I'll just try and put a headline in. It won't allow you to do it. Look, you have to put the section in first. So we'll go into sections. Now in the sections, okay, it'll allow you to put different things in. So you can put header menus in there if you're building like a site or a page or something like that. So what I'll basically do, I'll just go ahead and I'll just stick in just like a header menu, just to sort of show you what it looks like. Now it'll allow you to do that. So you just literally drag it over, drop it in, and then that'll place that in. So it just basically dumps it in, and then we can then go ahead and start editing all this. But again, I'm just going to basically show you the simple processes of how to use it itself. We'll actually get into the deeper details of creating a page and a site and a funnel in later videos. So it just basically drops it in. We can start editing that and adding all our own content. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put another section in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an empty section in, And then what this will allow us to do, this will allow us to put lots of different things in there. You know, we can start really playing with this. And I'll go into components, because what it's asking us to do now is it's asking us to drop a column in. Okay, when you use an empty section, you have to put like a column in, because what it's gonna ask you to do, you know, it's gonna ask you whether you want it like 100%, 66%, I think it is, or whatever. But I'll show you those now. So it'll ask us to put a column in. So you can see there we've got like the 100%, 66%, 50%, 50-50. So when you go to drop things in, look, you'll see that that's orange first, okay? And when you want to drop your section into a certain area, you have to hover over it so it actually goes green. So we'll drop that in there. Now what that's done, that's created like a little block that now allows us to put what they call components in there. So that's just really images or videos or, you know, headlines, anything like that. Because if you're going to create a page or a website, for example, and you wanted like your, you know, your bar across the top here, that would obviously stretch across the whole of the site. And then what we would do is then put all the content underneath. Okay, so that's basically what that's done. We can now start adding more components to that now. In fact, what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the footer in, which again, that's a section. So we just literally go over to sections, decide on the footer that we want. And I will grab just any footer just to show you how it works. So when you want to place your footer, or you're going to place the components, or you're going to place a section, as you can see, it comes up with a drop here. So if I move that up, if it'll allow me to do it, it won't allow me to do it now, it will. It's not going to allow me to do it. Okay, I'll drop that there then. And I'll just quickly show you on another one. So when you get your section, you see where it's come up the top there, look, drop here, or you can move it down to drop it somewhere else as well. And it'll be basically just trying to ask you where to put it. Won't allow me to put it over the top. There we go, look there. So drop there. So it basically allows you and tells you where, you know, to drop it, so you know exactly where you're going to be putting it. I'll put it in there for now. And then what I'll do is I will just delete that section, because we've already got one in there. And delete it. So I mean, it's really easy to be deleting things. So obviously when you go and delete something, it does ask whether you want to delete it or not. So we just basically click on delete and that's it, and that will get rid of that section there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a couple of components in there. Now again, the components, they're like parts of the page. Okay, so when you get sections are the actual complete sections of it. So whether that's the headers, the footers, the main body, okay, that's what they term the section of the site. When we put components in, they're parts of the site. So that could be a video, that could be a piece of content, that could be anything like that. Okay. So when we go onto the component side, obviously you can see again we've got columns, headlines, text, buttons, accordions and things like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a headline in. And again, like when you want to drop something in, look, it will show you where you want to drop it, because you've got like this orange section here, and then when you move up to it, and that's where you're going to put it. And as you start getting a lot of components in there, it can get quite confusing to where you're going to put it. So it goes green to say this is where you're going to drop it. Okay, so that just goes in there. So let's get, let's just put a button in. Again, this is just a brief overview to show you how basically simple it is to use the dropper. Now you can see there now, look, now that I've got something in there, we've got like 3 orange sections where I can drop this button. So that's going to be below the first header, that'll be above the header, and that's below all of the header. So I'm going to put that in there, and again we won't do any styling or anything today. We'll keep it dead simple. Let's put one more thing in. We'll put an image in, and again it will say where do I want that to drop, so I'm going to drop it just below the button and we'll put it in there. So that is really, you know, that's how simple it is to use the page builder itself. Okay, it's a really good system to use. As we get a bit further into it, I'll start using a lot of the more complex sides of it. We're going to start doing a lot of formatting, basically show you how to build funnels with it, and you know, do some really neat tricks with it. So a couple of things that I just want to mention here before we sign off on this video. I would always recommend that you you save your progress as you go along. Okay, and I'll show you why a lot later, but just for now, make sure that you always save your progress. So to do anything like that, you go to the green button up the top here and you click on like actions. Okay, so it will say preview, save progress. Always click that save progress. When you've done a couple of things, click save progress. Okay, what that does, then you do that, it brings up this little box to say the saving's in progress, it's now been saved successfully. What we can then do, we can then go ahead and preview that if we wanted to, and again it brings up this little box and you click open preview, and that'll just bring up that dummy page there. Okay, so that's just literally what we just built. You know, obviously we've got all the buttons and everything like that in there, just to make sure that it's all working. Now the final thing that you can be doing is, if you want to publish it live now, okay, you're happy with it and you're going to do it, obviously you would click publish live. But again, we're going to get into that a lot later on. Just for now, I just wanted to show you that basic system of how to use the page builder itself. Okay, so what we're going to do now that we've saved the progress, because if we didn't do that, when we click return to dashboard, all that will be like, it will like disappear and it won't save it. So we'll click return to dashboard. It will bring this up to say, you know, are you sure you want to return to the dashboard? Have you saved everything? Okay, so obviously you're just going to click exit, and that will take us back to the dashboard itself. And that's basically it for this video. That's just really how to use the Kartra page builder in simple steps. That's really all you do. You create a new page. You go into the editor and you basically drag and drop everything that you want to put in there. It really is that simple. Obviously there's more, it does get more complex. You can do a lot more things with it, and that's what I'll be showing you in later videos. So I'll see you in those videos. Thank you for watching.